Today we're looking at Volume 4 predictions. We're currently, at the time of this video, Chapter 6 has just been out. At the very start of the volume, when there was 8 of us in the reaction, we predicted what we thought was going to happen. Some of them have come true, so I thought it'd be fun to go through them and make future predictions based on what we now know. So one of the very first things that we guessed was Aquatic Grim, and of course we got that. And 8 of the people in the room, so everyone included, thought Aquatic Grim was going to happen. They get a point.
I mean, okay, are we going to have a point system?
I'm getting that noise again.
Cool.
Raven appearing. Everyone in the room reckoned that Raven was going to appear again.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you doubting this?
I'm doubting
Paul that I took completely sober.
Okay,
Ozpin not being dead. Everyone in the room would believe that he wasn't dead.
Okay.
But obviously now we're still not 100% sure. We don't know in what capacity.
So what's that? It can't be a bonsai. It has to be something else now.
We're not actually doing a point system. That was a little joke.
Cool. I got goofed. It's just.
Pyrrha coming back.
Yeah.
Only one person in the room out of the 8 people believed that was a possibility.
Who could that have been?
I don't know. Some kind of Pyrrha fan. I keep saying it like I don't like Pyrrha. Pyrrha's like my third favourite.
You hate Pyrrha. You want Pyrrha to be dead.
I don't.
Monster.
I don't, man. It was devastating. Okay, now this is stuff that hasn't happened. Obviously, Pyrrha didn't come back. This is stuff that's definitely not happened at all. A White Rose reunion, so a reunion between RWBY and Weiss. 7 out of the 8 people in the room predicted that. And probably
hasn't happened yet.
No, but I think it will. Although,
you think that's the pair that are going to meet?
I don't know, but then of course all of you guys, like probably you and a couple other people just to annoy me, said there was 5 of the 8 people who said there was a chance of a Bumblebee reunion, so a bit lower than the White Rose one. Probably just for me to be annoyed.
Bumblebee. Gotta call it. It was said.
Okay. Full team reunion. 4 out of the 8 people believed there would be a full team reunion of Team RWBY by the end of the volume.
Okay.
Now, obviously, that was right at the start, so now we have an idea of the pacing and whatnot.
Okay.
Let's talk about the reunion of the full team first.
Oh, okay.
How likely is that by the end of Volume 4, do you reckon now?
It's not going to happen.
No. I don't believe, unless it's the very, very end of Volume 4, that it's a possibility.
Nah.
Purely,
okay.
like, the only way I can see it happening at all is if there's a really dramatic change in pacing, because the first half has been, it's not been bad in terms of its pacing, it's just been slower because it's trying to develop the characters a bit more.
The story that would eventually bring them all back together is very slow.
Yeah.
The other stories aren't.
Yeah, true.
It's that development that's slow.
Yeah. So I reckon unless we see a dramatic change in pacing in the second half of the volume, then we're not going to get that full team shot that we see at the end.
Yeah.
And like I said, the only way I can see it happening is change in pacing or it's right at the very end. So the potential of RWBY and Weiss reuniting now that we're halfway through.
I'm going to say it's not going to happen.
You think Weiss is going to leave Atlas?
Yes.
In this volume?
She's going to leave her papa.
But maybe join the academy.
Yeah. I don't think my prediction is that at the end, instead of a full group reunion, we'll have a Bumblebee reunion. That's it.
Control your facial expression. Well, I don't shit. What are you talking about? It's not my OTP. What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm actually more, and like I was actually pretty skeptical, to be fair. Once we got to maybe like before episode 5, I was pretty skeptical that we would see any chance of Blake and Yang reuniting, just because I feel like that's definitely without even talking in a shippery, that's obviously going to be the most impactful reunion because of how they were split up. Of course it is. They have a lot to talk about.
And also the fact that there's that connection through the White Fang now.
Yeah, right, which has changed my perspective. I feel like you're right now that would probably be a likely reunion to happen then, because those two storylines are now converging. I've said it before, but obviously the opening isn't like canon, but it seems really an odd choice to have the two, I keep calling them Firefox Faunus. Triple alliteration.
Notice my facial expression didn't change.
They're and the little Firefox brother Faunus.
Yep. Cool.
They are
the friendly Firefox Faunus. Is that what you're on about?
They're not friendly.
They're not friendly.
Ferocious.
Ferocious. Ferociously fierce.
Stop. Two brothers.
Yep. Okay.
And
So
then inequality
the
happened.
the F Bros.
Yes. Yeah. They were in Yang's segment of the opening.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like a very deliberate choice by, I know that Adam was in that bit too, but it feels like a very deliberate choice
Yeah.
to have them there, so I think they're going to inevitably be part of her storyline.
See,
I just don't know exactly how.
I would disagree with you there,
Yep.
and here is how. Okay, it's like
Lay out the track.
yeah. Okay, so while Blake's seems like a very physical part of the opening,
Okay, yeah.
you know what I'm
'cause
talking about?
in
Like
it,
she's
quite
literally in the
present.
same
Yeah.
sort of dimensions as Adam, and
They're
there's
fighting.
almost combat between them,
Almost. There is
and they're
combat.
reacting to one another.
Yeah. Because they're going to
However, when it is Yang part of the opening, the F Bros, the fiercely whatever it was,
Fiercely Faunus Fire Brother Fox Spy. What? What?
yeah, those fellas.
Oh no, that's an F again.
I know. They're with Adam there, which I think that was to signify their sort of what's it called? Like the broskies, their allegiance,
to
yeah,
Adam.
yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what that signifies. But it is also sort of, it's not a physical interaction in the opening. It's more of a metaphysical sort of fear on her part.
Right.
So the
of
way
White
I
Fang.
take that is, it's her fear of Adam and the White Fang, and then with them showing the allegiance, and not in fact correlation between them and Yang in the storyline.
I feel right. Okay, I would agree with that. If they were wanting to link him to Adam, I would agree with that. If Adam doesn't appear in the opening again, they could have put them in that section of the opening to like.
But
There was no need. Adam could have been in the Yang section of the opening because obviously he's causing her a lot of like mental trauma. But if they were really wanting to just have it and not even suggest a link between them and Yang, then they should have been in the bit with Blake fighting Adam in some capacity, even if it was just before that bit. Which is why it seems
the thing is, Blake more has an issue with just Adam than the White Fang. Really, if you think about it.
Well,
No.
She has
She's
an issue
not,
with.
because the White Fang stand for equality, and even the F Bros, they were like, oh yeah, Adam Torres's group has diverged.
Yeah.
That could be what Blake thinks, and therefore her anger with the White Fang may only be with the
Fraction group. Okay.
yeah.
But we don't know.
And
we don't think
that's-
they're a fraction group anymore. Like that was the kind of implication at the end of the fact that Blake's father was the leader and then stepped down, and then we know that from her talking about it that a more violent leader stepped up, and that's not Adam.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. I can't even say his name. It's based on the Jungle Book. You know the tiger in the Jungle Book.
Nope, never seen it.
Well, anyway, he's named after that character, which is really weird because Blake's dad is named after another character in the Jungle Book. So things are linking.
Whoa, Goldilocks. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think. Well, Yang's obviously
Go-
physical appearance is Goldilocks,
Goldie-
but I really don't think that's her.
Beauty and the Beast.
I think it's Beauty
You know what I'm
and the
saying?
Beast.
Lion King. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Pinocchio. No.
I don't know what you're saying. I just stopped.
I'm
Okay,
just-
so we're both what we've established is we're both in agreement that Bumblebee reunion is going to happen by the
Yes.
end of the volume. We're not in agreement of the Fire Faunus brothers
The
being part of Yang's storyline.
the fearsome Fire Faunus Fox fiends. Is that who we're on about?
Yeah.
Cool.
Two brothers.
Just gotta make
Um,
that clear.
let's talk about Ruby specifically now.
Okay.
Because obviously the last episode we had her fighting Tyrion Scorpion McGee.
So his name Tyrion.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what do we think's gonna happen with Ruby? Do we think Crow's gonna beat Tyrion back, or is Tyrion gonna get Ruby and take her to Salem?
Okay, so I have a few separate theories surrounding this.
You get two.
I only get to bring up two.
Yeah.
First of all, I mentioned. I think that Crow's been stung.
By the stinger.
Yeah, I think the stinger went through his sword.
Mm-hmm.
Just though, but that's gonna be. I guess that's gonna be seen because we don't have any proof that didn't happen. He did stand there and he did sort of smile, but then it could
This is
be
cruel, man.
it could be
It's
like a
too true.
neurotoxin that he necessarily doesn't feel
Also,
it.
you maybe think that he might actually look like he's winning in the fight, and then suddenly the effects of the scorpion sting start to actually impair him, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would have beaten him fair and square.
I think he's already stung but doesn't know it. Either he's already stung and doesn't know it, or it's a deadly poison, and his brain's like not working correctly, so he's like, fuck.
He has alcoholism. I feel like let's let that be the cure
Okay.
to the poison.
Yeah, and I
Alcoholism.
also
Your second.
separately, I think Raven's on the scene.
Yeah.
So that's
She's not gone, and she's gonna schloop.
yeah. I think that the bird that was flying in was Raven, but I'll go over that
In a theory.
in a theory video.
Yeah, this is our predictions. We need to catch the
So
vibes.
so I think either way, Ruby is gonna be taken during that fight, whether Crow goes down or Crow just gets schlooped.
Oh, you stop saying schlooped.
It's, they know what we mean.
Context.
Schlooped.
Alright, so
The
we
Schmeckel
talked
got
about
schlooped.
potential reunions. Let's talk about Blake for the rest of the volume without thinking about reunions. What's going to happen with her and the White Fang and her family and son? What do we think is going to happen there? There's been a few
I think
people
it's
that
gonna
have
become a
said
political-
one of that because Adam now knows that she's back, that someone in Blake's storyline currently is going to die. We
What?
just-
Say
We
that
don't know
again?
that for sure.
Wait, it's
But
what?
people have been speculating that someone in Blake's storyline is going to die.
That'll be Sun. Fuck Sun. Here we are. Have I just triggered like
I like Sun.
Sun can go?
You like Sun?
I gotta
as
like
well?
make way for Bumblebee.
Don't. Oh my god! You just. You just all opened a freaking hornet's nest. No.
Let's be fair.
You can't kill someone off for that. That would be the wrong way to do it.
Theory video.
Stop.
Just
I'm sorry. I
plugging it.
apologise for him saying that terrible thing that he just
Okay.
said.
Okay. Right.
That's just why would you-
So I mean it's
Why would
clearly
you wish
assumed
Blake pain?
somebody dying in Blake's storyline. They're not gonna get rid of Blake's dad because we barely know the dude. Sun's already
What about her
worked
mom?
up. Barely know her either. Sun is already a built-up character, but not integral to the plot.
You know,
Sun is just—he's just like a
Happy
he's like
guy.
a loose character off the edge, ready to get.
someone has a bit of a problem with Sun. Jesus.
I don't have an issue with Sun. Sun's on.
Well, you wouldn't because the sun keeps you alive.
I see what you did there.
See, yeah.
Right. So there's theories that Sun's gonna die.
There's theories that someone related to Blake
Sun.
is either her parent because
I mean, she could be orphaned, yeah.
well Blake's voice actor said that the most in a convention interview she said one of the most emotional the most emotional scene she's recorded as Blake so far happens in the latter stages of the volume, but no one knows what it is, which is why everyone's speculating that is probably going to be the death. Either it's going to be something with Yang, or it's going to be the death of someone near her just now. Which I think is kind of is a really high possibility given the fact that Adam is now going to be going there.
Okay. I take back the Sun, the aforementioned Sun death. Take it back because Blake wouldn't give a shit.
Don't. She would give a shit. You don't want to wish pain on Blake.
Okay. Parents could totally happen, but I don't think so because they built that up.
Because they're new.
Mm-hmm.
I can see her dad dying, but not her mum. Because we have a lot of missing in action mothers. And, I mean,
I don't know. She
Weiss's
could totally
dad's a
be
bit
straight.
shit.
She'd be straight up orphaned.
That'd be pretty bad.
What
That would
else?
be really bad. But then I always thought she was an orphan, so it was a surprise that she had parents at
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
However,
Mm-hmm.
so what did the person say in the quote?
But the voice actor,
Mm-hmm.
she just said that like she recorded the most emotional scene that she'd done for. Actually, I think it was a post on her Instagram just of her with the microphone saying that she'd recorded her hardest scene as Blake. I think she's mentioned it since as well. To be fair.
Okay. I wonder. Okay. Spitballing. Right. Here's my
I
prediction.
don't see any spits.
Here's my prediction. What she meant by that is it's a conflicting scene, and that's why it's difficult. Because there's emotion,
No, but she said it's her most emotional.
Yeah, no, but there's emotion from both sides. I think Adam's gonna die. And I think she's not actually.
I don't think Adam's going in this volume. I think he's too good an antagonist and he's not featured enough in the volume.
I guess.
He's not been in it. Like,
I know, but Cinder didn't show up until quite late.
No. What, in terms of the whole story? I mean, she showed up at the start of volume 2, sort of. Somewhere in the start of volume 2.
Yeah, I guess.
No. And
Okay.
Adam's barely been in it. Like,
No, but we know Adam. We know him as a
do
character.
We don't know what he was like before he went a bit off the rails. No pun
But-
intended.
God's sake.
Rails. Trains.
Locomotives. Are we getting there, guys? No.
Motivation.
No, because it would be an emotional scene if Blake were to accidentally kill Adam.
Oh, okay. I suppose so.
Because we don't know really their relationship.
I think she's probably done with him, to be fair.
I know, but there must have been a reason in the first place to
Yeah, that's why
like
I'm
him.
saying we don't know what
And
Adam
that's
was
why
like
it would
before.
be that's why it'd be an interesting development and
Okay,
an
yes, I
emotion.
can see
It
what
could
you're
potentially be an
I
emotional
can see what
scene.
you're saying now.
But I don't feel as though the voice actor would say that if it was Son.
Yeah.
You know, maybe like it could totally be the parents as well.
I don't know, man. It spooks me.
And if it is her parents,
Yeah. Which one do we want to live?
Blake rises up. Both her parents go down. Blake rises up,
Back on
takes
the
down
streets.
the White Fang and becomes the leader.
Okay.
That was just a
Is that Blake's arc
that,
for like
that was a, that was a big arc. Yeah.
It's just like, whoa.
What do you think?
Rainbow.
What do you think? Who's going down?
What? And her parents?
Who's going down in Blake's story?
Oh fuck! You know how close I was to making a terrible joke there, but I stopped myself.
Too Blake now.
What?
Too Blake now.
No, it was worse than that.
Oh, really?
It was really sexual.
Oh god.
Which is why I stopped myself.